Welcome to Fitness with Animal. I'm Animal. I'm here today to talk a little bit about fitness. I've been doing this for about 20 years. I've been doing it since I was 17 actually. I love getting people in shape. Thanks so much for stopping by. I look forward to showing you some really cool videos. We're going to talk about structure. These are some of the most critical aspects of my training program. There's 7 points of structure. These are absolutely essential to getting every piece of work done effectively in the gym. Whether you're squatting, whether you're military press, chest press, lat pull down, cable rows, whatever you're doing, we need to make sure we get these down effectively so your body understands movement correctly. The first part of structure is how you distribute your weight effectively. It's the most important aspect of structure because we're pulled to the earth. Gravity pulls us down. So if we have weight on our back or if we're doing a military press, if we don't have our weight distributed evenly, our body's going to collapse. So first point of structure, 70-30 split. We want to pay attention to how our weight is distributed effectively so that our body can have weight on it and stabilize effectively.
So what we're going to do is we're going to cut the foot in half in our mind's eye. We're going to keep 70% of our weight in our heels, 30% on our toes. So 70-30 split. Imagine that cut right there. And as you stand, you want that weight here, 70% of it, and 30% here.
Point number 2 is structure, slight bend in the knee. This is crucial because you don't want to have too much bend in the knees, and you also don't want to lock those knees. When you lock those knees, you're putting so much pressure on that connective tissue, you micro tear, and eventually it turns into a big tear. We don't want that. So what we don't want is we don't want too much bend in those knees, and we also don't want those knees locked. We want a nice slight bend in those knees right about there. Point number 3 of structure is a very vital part of the system. Now what we want to do here is we want to pay attention to how our spine sits. It's called anterior pelvic tilt. The key with this is that it's setting up the spine so that it is in a natural neutral position during all exercise movement patterns. Now this is how we activate anterior pelvic tilt effectively. All you're going to do is you're going to tip your pelvis here, like a ducktail almost, right there. Point 4 structure is keeping those abdominals tight. It's not the rectus abdominis, the 6 or 8 pack here. What you want to do is you just want to keep that most intermuscular wall, the transverse abdominals, and the internal obliques tight. Just a little bit of tightness. Now when we're keeping those abdominals tight, we don't want to keep here so it messes up our entire spinal column. All we want to do is we just want to keep those TVAs and internal obliques just tight right there, just like that. Just a little bit of tightness. Point number 5 of structure is retraction of those shoulder blades or scapulas. All we want to do is we want to go here, keep those scapulas back as tight as you can, comfortably so that your spinal column and your cervical neck doesn't do this. So just keeping those shoulder blades retracted. Now point number 6 of structure is as we have those shoulder blades retracted, what we're going to do is we're going to drop those hands and we're going to depress those shoulder blades so our chest plate comes up, just like this. Now point number 7, this is the final component that ties everything together. Here's what we need to do. We need to make sure those shoulder blades are retracted and depressed as we go through this. What we don't want to do is let our body come back here. So as point 6 and 5 are retracted and depressed shoulders, we're going to go through 1 through 4 because your body's going to be leaning forward a little bit. So what we want to do is 70-30 split, slight bend in the knees, anterior pelvic tilt, and abs tight, and now you're in structure.